Perhaps the best way to explain our mission is that we serve. And we are called to serve those who are in need and serve them with love, compassion, and mercy, just as Jesus did during his time on earth. We serve 8 counties in west central Pennsylvania: Bedford, Blair, Cambria, Center, Clearfield, Fulton, Huntington, and Somerset.
St. Matthew has a long history of involvement with Allegheny Lutheran Social Ministries, and I think part of that relates to that wonderful story in the gospel where Jesus is asked, what's the greatest commandment? He says the greatest commandment is to love God with all of your heart. But he quickly follows that up by saying that the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself.
Well, we're a community who is faith-based, which is a #1 thing with us. And we take folks of all denominations and so on.
I have no regrets. I feel this is the place where I can spend the later years of my life, and I enjoyed the people.
I came here in August of 2012 because my husband was in a nursing home, not going to recover, and I lived in a 2-story house with steep stairs by myself with a large lot to take care of. And my family felt I needed a place that was smaller and secure. I had friends that lived here, and they highly recommended it.
I'll be 93 in a couple of weeks. And so they asked me the other day how it was going. I said, well, everything's pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to run any marathons. So up to now, life's been a marathon, and it's time to slow down and enjoy what's left of it. And this is a good place to enjoy it.
Everybody here seems to try and help everybody else. The staff is tremendous. They do everything and anything they can to make you comfortable, and I believe they do it out of love and concern.
My mom is very important to our life. She was living with my dad for most of the years, and my dad passed away in 1994. We decided we wanted to take care of Mom.
Elia has been coming since 2004, which is long before I got here. She's a fun lady. She enjoys just being here and taking part in the activities that we offer here.
Since I go to work in the daytime, my mother has to be at a place where some people can watch over her. She can't stay alone. So coming here to the daycare facility has been a real blessing to us because she needed to be with people who could watch over her. It gives me such a peace of mind knowing that she's in a place where she gets a good meal, she gets snacks, she gets to interact with people that are her own age.
So we serve a light breakfast, and then about 9:30 is when we actually start our structured activity program. After exercise, we follow whatever the activity calendar says, whether it be games or trivia or spending some time with the kids from the growing years. We try to get together about once a week with them, do an activity.
I think it's very important that the older generation and the younger generation do get to share time together. That's something that stays with you and it's carried throughout your life. And that's a big part of sharing Jesus' love and God's love, seeing that interaction with the youngsters. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that they're doing.
People are coming in because they have a need and they have families that they want to get back to. They have jobs that they would like to get back to.
I fell down 15 steps and I had extensive damage to my right side.
Well, Lois was a trauma fall. Her injuries were so traumatic that she needed the extra care, but she still needed the therapy.
I was 10 days in Pittsburgh, and then they told me I had to come to a place that was 24/7. I needed round-the-clock care. They contacted the Lutheran home, and on a special request, they took me in.
She was not able to go to an acute facility like normal people after a trauma, but because she was non-weight-bearing, she ended up coming to us for her therapy. As far as the transition, she was with us for about 2 months. Every single day she pushed herself more and more to try to transition back to independent living. So even at 58 years old, she ended up going home and pretty much getting back to where she was prior to the incident.
I said, I feel that God looked after me. How else would I have got through all this if not for that?
You know, tragedy happens in an instant, and things change, and people's lives change, and we're lucky to be in a service that we can truly touch their lives and get them back to where they want to be and to what their goals are in life, whatever that may be.
Bob's family, his sister and brother-in-law and his mother were all residents of this campus. His mother was in the nursing home. His sister and her husband lived in a cottage nearby. So they were all part of ALSM at the time.
Bob enjoyed reading theology books, not the little books I say that make you feel good. He liked to know what he believed in.
Because he had no family, particularly after his mother died, his sister and brother-in-law died, and then he lost his wife, ALSM was Bob's family.
Bob walked in our Lord's footsteps. Bob never spoke ugly about anybody. Bob never tried to force his religion on anyone. Bob could sit down and it just came out of him very easily how he felt and what he believed.
Bob's legacy would be that he was a very kind and generous man. He was very supportive of ALSM, a generous donor to ALSM, and a generous volunteer to ALSM.
We touch lives every day with love, compassion, and mercy. We follow our mission. We respect people regardless of their religious beliefs or if they have no religious beliefs, because we're called to serve people as Christians.
We're stronger together and better together than we are as individuals. With congregations and individuals uniting together to help carry out this love, compassion, and mercy, I think the lives of folks who live on campus and are residents of the home, those lives are touched in a positive and a meaningful way. And that's part of our calling as Christians to do that.
ALSM relies on the generosity of our donors. Charitable care is provided because of funds received from past clients, family members, auxiliary members, church congregations, and many others who answer our annual appeals. In past years, we have typically provided at least $1 million each year in charitable care. In 2012, the cost for charitable care was $1.7 million. So you see the need for charitable care is rising dramatically.
My grandmother, who was a resident of the home for a while, passed away in her mid-90s, ran out of her resources. Nothing changed about her care.
It's in our involvement with ALSM and other social ministry activities of our area and our region where our faith truly comes alive, where our faith becomes cruciform, meaning it's in the shape of the cross. It's a faith that rises up loving God with all of our heart, but it's a faith that doesn't stop there. It's a faith that's empowered by God's love to stretch out and to serve others.